they have a good relationship.
Rondo lobs it into Garnett. He's doubled, gets away, and he's bumped. That'll be on Howard. And that's Dwight Howard's first personal. Now, Howard in game one, he did have 12 rebounds, 5 blocked shots, but in addition to struggling from the field, he also turned the ball over 7 times. Ray Allen. Garnett, tough turnaround. Fight for the rebound. Perkins lost it. And last touch by Jameer Nelson. New 24 for Boston. Jameer Nelson, such a key for the Orlando Magic. Doc Rivers said before the series, he's the heart. He's the one that gets them going. He did a bit in the second half, as we mentioned. See him playing off Rondo, and a foul on Barnes. A little over-aggressive on his ball denial against Ray Allen. First on Barnes, and that's already 4 team fouls for the Magic.
Ray Allen does such a great job moving without the basketball, so actually he puts so much pressure on the defense even when he does not have the ball.
Doc Rivers calls him the best decoy in the NBA. Rondo, a jump shot. There's much improved area from Rajon Rondo's game. 7 straight points for Boston.
But if you're Jameer Nelson, you can live with that type shot. You give help, and then you close out to the shooter with a contest. You want Rondo shooting jump shots.
Howard spins, takes his time. Nice left-handed shot. No rush there. This did an excellent job.
He did a good job stopping his initial thrust, little back dribble to leave Pierce to get out of the lane, and then went into his counter move.
Garnett to Perkins. Good interior passing. A late whistle and a foul. And I believe it's going to go against Vince Carter. So that's 2 on Carter and more free throws. Well, Carter's going to have to come out.
He starts on his move. He sees Pierce in the lane, back dribble. Then he goes into his counter, straight up and to the rim. And down here, Vince Carter got a foul because Rashard Lweis is coming to Ray Allen before the pass is being thrown to Ray Allen, which means it's 2-on-1 inside. Howard's got to guard both. And that's just that all started because of Rashard Lweis.
Perkins, the other starter, besides the big 3 and the most indispensable player in Rondo. Perkins knows his role, plays it as well as anybody in the league. He's still only 25 years old. Another one of those players came right from high school to the NBA. Wasn't easy for him his first couple of years, but he has become such a valuable member of a championship team, and this team as well. Redick, you see in the game, played well in game 1. Shot clock at 5. Redick with a hand in his face. Way off. Pierce the rebound. Rondo pushing. Celtics did a good job in fast break opportunities in game 1. Perkins rushed it, but Garnett right there. Allen, wide open 3. That's off the mark. Rondo takes it away from Howard. Falling down. Turns it over, and then Redick can't hold on. And still down is Rondo, as the Celtics quickly run out to check on him, including head athletic trainer Ed Lacerte. Rondo tripped and fell as he passed the ball back out. He's an unbelievable rebounder for a 6'1" guard. And it appeared after he lands, watch his head. Hits the court hard. So we'll take a quick break and check on Rajon Rondo, who just got up after this timeout. Back in Orlando as the 2010 playoffs continue in the Western Conference Finals. Back in action tomorrow from LA. Lakers with a dominant performance in game 1. Kobe Bryant, the 40 points. That game on TNT tomorrow night, and then ESPN on Saturday. Game 3 as this series shifts to Boston. 8:30 tip-off. Eastern Conference Finals. And Rondo apparently is okay. Whacked his head, a little shaken up, but he stays on the floor.
Actually, Rondo is asking Kevin Garnett right now what happened. Didn't know what happened after the play was made.
Well, that's not a good sign if you don't know what happened. If you're him.
Well, his eyes were closed, so he couldn't follow the play after getting knocked, but he is a tough kid. This great hustle on the play. Rondo tells Allen to go through. They want to get it to Garnett. Perkins back out Pierce. Shot clock at 3. Pierce on the drive. Pierce have to put it up. Just gets it off. Barnes got a piece of it. And a 24-second violation. Good defensive sequence there from Orlando.
And we saw in the first game where Dwight Howard laid back and allowed Paul Pierce to have room off that screen and roll and shoot the jump shot. That time closed the space and allowed Pierce to go the other way, giving Matt Barnes some room to defend.
That was great defense, but when you look out here, who is going to score for Orlando? Carter in foul trouble, got off to a good start. Lweis guarded by Garnett. Howard guarded by Perkins. They don't have a lot of options right here.
Lweis needs to start looking for a shot and certainly start hitting it. And a foul on Perkins on the entry pass. Celtics not in the penalty yet as Perkins picks up his first.
I say something. If I'm Doc Rivers, I actually want Dwight Howard to score a basket on the block, which he did a couple possessions ago, because it's fool's gold. Basically, if the Orlando Magic give the ball to Dwight Howard on the block, it's taking pressure off of my defense to defend what they do best, pick and roll and getting it into the seam.
Reddick can't get a default. He found the seam inside. Here comes Rondo. Rondo to the basket. Blocked the foul, and a lot of complaining. Rashard Lewis better be careful. There's more free throws for the Celtics. This will be their 7th and 8th attempt of the first quarter. The foul is on Rashard Lewis. That's his first. And Rondo again apparently okay. Rajon Rondo, he's called Veritek by Doc Rivers. Jason Veritek, the terrific catcher for the Boston Red Sox. He says he calls a game just like the veteran Veritek. And you see the numbers every season getting better. This year, spectacular season. He was an all-star, all-NBA defense first team.
Hold it. Veritek should be called Rondo.
Good point. Outstanding point.
I mean, or if you want to be called a catcher, call him Posada.
Yes, now you're talking.
That's you can't be saying that in Boston. And it's always respect for your elders. Howard, travel. Perkins, excellent defense. The crowd and Howard thought that he got bumped. It is what you guys talked about. He just has to play through this.
Well, they're not going to win going to Dwight Howard on the block. Perkins is too good of a defender. He's forcing him away from the paint area, so he's daring him to make a move.
That's not a foul. I mean, I know everybody's frustrated, but that's not a foul.
Rondo, nice crossover inside to Perkins. Back out Pierce, puts up the 3 and puts it in. Paul Pierce 4 of 5 from the field, and the Celtics have opened up a 9-point lead. Ball goes back out to Barnes inside. Now Howard throws it and a foul. Now the lead is 9 as Howard with a chance for a 3-point play.
See, Mike, it's easy basketball. He actually was open 3 seconds earlier. Jameer Nelson couldn't find him, but screen and roll. Now Perkins is off of his body and a big wide target. Now you put him in position to score as opposed to asking him to make a play. You make the play for him.
And if you're Jameer Nelson, you have to know if Rondo switches or veers back onto Howard's body, just throw it up to the rim or even off the board where it can just be a rebound. You don't have to make a picture-perfect bounce pass to it.
And I think that's a conversation that someone needs to have with Jameer Nelson on the floor, because right now that's a play he's not able to see because of his size.
Garnett and Allen. The ball movement for the Celtics. That's been a key to their success in this postseason run. Ray Allen misses that one.
I like how Matt Barnes is competing so far in this game.
On a foul. Away from the ball was Perkins. Now picks up his second. That will bring Rasheed Wallace off the bench for the Celtics. Boy, a lot of complaining from both teams. Wallace had an excellent game one.
That's a foul.
That's a good call. You have to beat the guy to the spot. You can't just reroute him. And if you're Perkins, you're too valuable to take a foul like that.
Tom Thibodeau, the terrific assistant coach, with the explanation for Perkins. Misses the free throw. We talked about Thibodeau the last couple of years, one of the candidates. He's been a superb assistant coach in Philadelphia, Jeff for you in Houston and New York. Remember a couple of years ago when jobs were open and he didn't get it, Magic Johnson even said, if this guy's available and GMs don't hire him, they should fire the GMs. That's how good they think, or Magic certainly thinks he can be. You know better than anybody.
Yeah, he's a fine coach, but he's not just a defensive coach. He's a very good all-around coach. Player development, offense, defense, and I really do think he deserves a shot. Sometimes you're looking to win the press conference. All I know is if you hire him, you'll win more games.
I got to give credit, piggyback that, because I've been with him a couple of times but obviously with Jeff Van Gundy, and he's an outstanding coach, a guy called Deacon, because whatever the pastor said, he said amen every single day.
Rasheed Wallace misses, and Barnes the rebound. Reddick gets hit. Shot won't go. He got hit after the release, and he will shoot 3 free throws as Pierce now picks up his second foul. Pierce trying to get an explanation from Joe DeRosa. Tony Allen, who's been another spark for the Celtics, he'll quickly come in.
I couldn't tell if there was a foul there, but what I liked is Jameer Nelson throwing the ball ahead in transition versus keeping it himself.
And what I didn't like defensively, Paul Pierce defending J.J. Redick. You can't go underneath that screen. So got caught and had to go back to the body, creating the contact.
Redick was one of the great free throw shooters in the history of college basketball during his All-American career at Duke. Knocks that one down. He has become now a very good NBA player after initially struggling when he came into the league.
But, Mike, we'll give you permission to say one of the great shooters in the history of college basketball. That's safe to say.
Oh, there's no question. From three-point range, he was automatic at the line. And he knocks down the free throws there, all 3 of them.
I would say J.J. Redick at Duke, Chris Mullin at St. John's, and Jeff Van Gundy at Nassau.
I'd agree with that.
Shot clock down to 6. Rondo to Wallace. Wallace for 3. Rebound, Davis. Lewis or Barnes and Howard miscommunicated. Wallace the pass, not a good one. And the Celtics turn it over for the 5th time here in the opening quarter. Nelson looks over for the play.
And I think it's simple. You have to stick with pick and rolls for Nelson, trusting him to make a play.
Foul on Tony Allen as Barnes goes to the basket. Now they're in the penalty.
Actually, they made the call on Rasheed Wallace grabbing Dwight Howard as he set the screen.
So Wallace picks up his first, my mistake, and Howard back to the line again.
But if you see what they're doing, they're starting it on one side, moving it more side to side off baseline screens tonight, which I think gets the defense of the Celtics more spread out versus just coming down and trying to post Howard on the strong side. I like that adjustment.
Hits that free throw. Well documented his free throw shooting. His career number is 60%, right around there during the regular season. And he has stretches where he'll look okay from the line, and then stretches where he can't hit a thing. He works on it, though. Makes a pair there, and Orlando have scored 8 straight after falling behind by 11. Well, they only scored 14 points in the first quarter of Game 1. They've got 20 already here in Game 2, but they still trail. Knocked out of bounds. Yeah, we'll have a timeout. Pierce sitting with 2 fouls as the Celtics have a 3-point lead. A terrific game one. They want to take command of the series, but the Magic trying to bounce back. Game 2, Eastern Conference Finals from Orlando. Still first quarter action. The Orlando Magic's first trip to the NBA Finals with Shaq ended in a 4-game sweep with the hand of the Houston Rockets. Dwight Howard's first trip to the NBA Finals was last year's 5-game loss to the Lakers. 2 dominant centers, 2 different players in many ways, similar in others. And Howard trying to get back there again. They had to come back to beat the Celtics last year in the conference semis. They trailed 3-2. They'll have to come back in this series as well after dropping game 1.
Yeah, but give them credit, playing much better to start this ball game. You're talking about extra effort plays, help defense, active chasing down loose rebounds.
And I'll tell you who's been impressive. Matt Barnes' effort. He's more disciplined defensively tonight, and he's playing at a fever pitch offensively.
Barnes did not even want to talk about it after game 1, but he's been bothered by back spasms, but he looks nice and loose tonight. Puts up the 3, won't go. Gortat, who had good minutes in game 1, on the follow. Marcin Gortat, the backup center, quickly contributes.
And playing the Twin Towers together, so if you're Gortat, you have to attack the offensive boards. That time taking advantage of the smaller Twin Day.
Ray Allen, how does he make that shot?
That's great defense by J.J. Redick, but that's one of the all-time shooters, and it's all the times he spends in the gym that allows him to make shots like that.
Celtics back up by 3. That ends the 10-0 run. Redick fires away. That's a 3 to tie the game. J.J. Redick, second straight game off the bench with a spark.
I like the adjustment by Redick, realizing that they're going underneath the screen and roll. He's too good of a shooter to turn that shot down.
Redick on Allen down the other end. Howard double teaming. Tony Allen. Rondo, an open look. Magic will let that happen all game as Gortat the rebound. Good tip from Redick. Coming up on a minute remaining in the first. Nelson. Barnes, the floater blocked from behind. Gortat, another offensive rebound. Redick inside to Barnes, blocked by Wallace. Redick comes up with it again. Inside, Barnes will try again. Flips it up, that won't go. Redick another rebound. Both teams battling. Oh, terrific hustle here to start game 2, and the crowd appreciative. Redick for 3. Bang! J.J. Redick with 9 points off the bench. Rondo. Allen flips it up. Tough shot. Gets the bounce. Nice play from Tony Allen. Final seconds. Nelson trying to get off a shot. Just gets it off in time. Won't go. And that will end the first period. Orlando ends it on a 16-4 run. They trail by 11. Well, they've got a 1-point lead. What a difference the game makes. J.J. Redick off the bench. And Dwight Howard much more active, much more involved. Redick for the second straight game providing a spark. First quarter complete here in game 2. Magic 28, Celtics 27.
Welcome back to Orlando with Doc Rivers. Obviously a different Magic team in terms of their energy. How did you like how your guys played in that first period?
Well, I liked how we started the game out. I thought we had great energy. The turnovers, the offensive rebounds, it's really what hurt us and allowed them to get back in the first game, and they're doing it again right now.
Obviously, J.J. Redick, a factor in that first period. Where is he hurting you?
Well, off the dribble, really. I mean, he's made 2 big threes, but a lot of his stuff is off the dribble. Our guys have to respect that in him.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Mike.
Well, Vince Carter got quick foul trouble. Redick came in and he produced.
And this is a great read by Redick. He relocates against a half help by Tony Allen, stepping behind the penetration instead of just staying in the corner where Tony Allen could have given the half help and still recovered. He made it a longer closeout for him and created space. And there's nobody on the Magic that's better prepared to play well than J.J. Redick. He puts the time in and he gets results.
He was a big part of the fourth quarter comeback in game 1. Had 9 points off the bench, as you saw already with 9 here in the first period. Celtics doubled their scoring output in the first quarter from game 1 where they had just 14. Howard goes at Wallace. Good aggressive move. Allen high for the rebound. Well, the Magic, by the way, saying doubling their scoring output with 28 here in the first. Shot won't go. Howard the rebound. Jason Williams off the bench, in and out.
Very good screen by Dwight Howard to get Jason Williams open.
And really, if the guards are patient because of the solid screen, Howard can get good position.
What a beautiful pass from Ray Allen. And Rondo with 9 points. He's already outscored his total from game 1. That's the beauty of the Celtics, though. They don't care who scores. Seem to have a different leading scorer every night in the playoffs. Williams left wide open. Can't connect. Howard the rebound. Back up and throws it down. Another dunk.
And really, that play is open because of the solid screen. Once again, Rasheed Wallace has to help a little bit. Rondo tries to get back. Nobody keeps a body on Dwight Howard. That's how he can do his biggest damage.
Wallace will try again. That's the three-pointer. Rasheed Wallace. And we've already had 8 lead changes in this game. Remember, game 1 was a wire-to-wire win. Michael Petrus. And Howard fouled. Rasheed Wallace picks up another. That's 2 on Rasheed Wallace.
Well, this is all set up by the screen. It means Howard, if you're not open on the roll, Rasheed Wallace is standing out a little bit more. And to me, what happened, the difference right there is Howard rolling harder, but also the Celtics not wrapping him up and taking that foul. You've got to put that guy on the free throw line.
Went there 12 times in game 1. Redick off the dribble. Gortat, his 3rd offensive rebound already. Davis with the steal. The big guy down the floor, blocked by Gortat. And they exchange some words. Marcin Gortat again playing well off the bench. His teammates like it.
Great job on the offensive boards, the defensive boards, and chase him down. Get it out of here, big baby. That's my favorite monster.
My favorite Marcin. Very nice. I didn't think you were old enough to remember that show.
My mom and dad told me about it.
Davis. Nice penetration from Rondo, setting up his 4th assist. Two and a half gone by. Petrus slices through 4 different Celtics, draws the foul. A little out of control, but he'll get a couple of free throws out of it. And Michael Petrus goes to the line as Pierce with his 2 fouls will come back in. Glenn Davis, his first personal.
Well, Jason Williams went over the screen, which means he was trailing him, which allows Rondo at the rim. And that's a very difficult pass to go up to shoot and then wrap it around the big guy with your left hand.
Petrus misses the first. Petrus now in his 7th year in the league from France. He grew up in Guadeloupe. First 5 years in the league was with Golden State. It was a first-round pick. And then last year signed a free agent deal with Orlando. Was injured, didn't have a great regular season, but was very strong in the playoffs. This year, up and down, regular season. They expect some big things in the conference finals and hope further. He's not afraid of the big moment. Good three-point shooter and a good tough defender as well. Blocking foul called on Redick. His first.
I'm watching this Magic team, and things are going well to start off this ball game. Much better intensity, and they're engaged. But Rashard Lewis has got to find a way to get involved in this series. We are in game 2, and he has not displayed any of his arsenal yet. He's got to find a way to get into this series.
Mark only 6 points in game 1, 2 of 10 from the field, missed all 6 3-pointers. He hasn't taken a shot scoreless in 9 minutes tonight. Tony Allen misses, Gortat the rebound. Oh, he has been superb off the bench, already 5 boards. Davis gets up too close, smart play from Lewis. 4th team foul, they'll take it out of bounds.
And he should have done what Paul Pierce does, which is shoot it on that. And you'd be sitting at the free throw line, finding your way to get involved in the game, as Mark spoke about.
2 fouls on Davis. It's the 3rd team foul. He didn't even look to make an attempt there. Lewis fakes on Davis. Davis, for a big guy, has got some good agility. Lewis to the basket. Nice aggressive move. There you go, Mark.
Those are the type of moves that he's going to have to make. He should be thinking, Glenn Davis is defending me. Get the basketball and make a play, whether it be a jump shot or put the ball on the floor.
And he's not going to allow him to get to his right hand.
Defensive 3 seconds. Ball against Gortat. So it'll be a 1-shot technical as we take a break.
Glenn Davis defending Lewis at the 3-point line. Too easy offensively if you're Lewis. Put the ball on the floor and make a play. Help comes too late. The ability to finish at the rim. Celtics up 1.
30 coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern with Kia NBA shoot-around. Celtics will go home, but they like life on the road. 4-2 in these playoffs. Doc Rivers says his team can handle anything on the road.
A lot of our guys have, they've been on this stage before, so I don't think they're in awe of clappers. Whatever that noise machine these guys are, I don't think that affects any of our guys. Hell, half of them can't hear it. They're too old, So I just think they come out and play. I don't think there's any. I just think right now we're playing well, and we have to continue to do that.
When they won the championship in 2008, they only won 3 road games the entire playoffs. They've already won 4 here in the 2010 postseason. And Mark, I'm always amazed. You talk to 9 out of 10 veterans, they say they enjoy more hitting a big shot to silence a road crowd than hitting a big shot to have your home crowd go crazy. And you feel the same way, right?
Oh, absolutely. Not just in the regular season, but even more so in the playoffs. You love the fact that you're going on a bus. You're together as a team. You're going into enemy territory with 20,000 folks wearing the same type colors or jerseys, excited, and you get an opportunity to quiet the place. No better feeling.
They won a game in Miami, 2 in Cleveland, and 1 in Orlando for 4-2 away from the TD Garden in Boston. Pierce pulls up. Boy, Pierce has got it going again. 5 of 6 from the field, 15 points in just 9 minutes.
Looking like his old self. He's talking about the size of LeBron James really bothered him. He's able to get where he wants on the floor in this series.
Petrus was not where he wanted to be on the floor. He was out of bounds.
Talk about size and strength, the ability to get guys on their heels. So he's getting to his spot and then elevates over the contest. That's good defense, better offense by Pierce.
Michael Finley getting some early action. He's not played a lot in the playoffs, the veteran. There's Perkins inside. Little jump hook gets it to go. 6 points for Perkins. Boston weathered a couple of storms. They're back up by 6. You see Vince Carter back in. He picked up 2 quick fouls. Carter steps back and fires. Knocks it down. A 3-pointer. He has just unlimited range. That flick of the wrist.
I don't think people realize just how tough a shot that was. That's off balance, fading away, had to catch it. Knocks it down over the contest.
And I don't think Vince Carter knows how tough it was because he tries those so often. Sometimes you can be deluded into thinking if he makes a nice defensive play, you can be deluded to thinking that's a good shot.
Another tough shot. This one won't go. Gortat tips it to right to Finley. Inside pass. Gortat fouls him on the entry pass. Basket will not count as Gortat picks up his first. Howard to come back in the game. Now the right corner three is just 22 feet, but even when he's 25, 30 feet from the basket, he doesn't have to change his form. That's how strong he is on shooting that shot.
I mean, that to balance yourself up as you're moving backwards and then have the strength to shoot it fluidly. That's beautiful basketball.
Petrus on Pierce. He did a good job on him last year in the conference semifinals. Garnett, that shot way off. Finley the rebound. Michael Finley, who won a ring with the Spurs, wants to win one with the Celtics. As Pierce fouled on his way to the basket. That's the third team foul against Orlando. First on Petrus. Finley asked to be let go by San Antonio early in the season. Wasn't playing. They let him go. Boston signed him. Finley reunited with Doc Rivers. They both went to the same high school in Chicago. Finley was younger. In fact, Finley's sister was a cheerleader on Doc Rivers' high school varsity team. But he remembers a little kid who used to sit underneath the basket at his games. Ball deflected again, but it goes right to Rondo and he puts it in. Just under 6.5 remaining here in the second. Lweis deep to Howard. Nice entry pass, nice turnaround and finish.
Very good pass by Lweis, but Howard did a better job of not having to go to a dribble. Gathered, on balance, finish it. Good offensive play by Howard.
Pierce is short. Fight for the rebound. Rondo tried to save it. Magic ball. As Jameer Nelson set to check in.
Well, good play by Jason Williams just to move it, and good play by Rashard Lewis. Think about it. He's trying to get the ball by Kevin Garnett with that wingspan. Good pass fake. Threw it on the bounce to Howard. Gather and score.
11 points for Howard. He only had 13 total in game one. Carter draws the contact. Shot won't go. And Perkins, who just came in, quickly picks up his third foul. Yeah, we'll have a timeout as Vince Carter will shoot free throws. Frustration for Kendrick Perkins. Second quarter of game two. Boston by 3.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. Brought to you by Taco Bell, think outside the bun. And Warner Brothers Pictures' Splice, in theaters everywhere June 4th.
Just the top two teams in the AL East on ESPN Wednesday night as the Rays head to Yankee Stadium to face the Yanks and catch the finale of the Subway Series on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball at 8 Eastern as the Yankees take on the New York Mets. Both games available on ESPN3.com.
Hey, and how about Hanley Ramirez from the Florida Marlins trotting after the ball and then blaming his manager, Freddie Gonzalez? Are you kidding me? Like, when your teammates say you're wrong, your manager says you're wrong, you're wrong.
Well, he was benched today. Stan Van Gundy will watch Carter go to the line.
That really upset you, but I agree with you. He was trotting. There's no sugarcoating it. He was trotting.
I mean, what? And then to be making excuses for him. Oh, my goodness.
You know what? The sad thing is we're not shocked by this anymore.
You know what that showed me? There's not very many Derek Jeters anymore.
Oh, Jeff Van Gundy.
Well, that's true. But seriously, more stars act entitled than responsible.
1-point Boston lead. And they had a huge lead in the first half, led by as many as 20 in game one. An 11-point lead early, but the Magic came back strong. Garnett, tough shot. Good defense from Howard. Kevin Garnett 0 for 4 from the field. Davis is now on Howard. We've got 18 fouls to give between Perkins, Davis, as Howard throws it up at the basket. Jeff, what's the difference in Howard? Is it just activity and effort, or is he doing things differently?
Well, I think a lot of it is offensive energy. So when he screens, he's rolling harder, means he gets deeper. 2, he's posting a little deeper. There, good face-up, used his quickness. And I think Glenn Davis, you've got to give him a little space on that face-up and encourage him to shoot that jump shot.
Davis has 3. Perkins has 3. Rasheed Wallace, who's going to come in, he has 2. So they already have picked up 8 fouls between the 3 of them. Howard's done an excellent job.
And Sheldon Williams is not active today, their 5th big man, because of back spasms. So you wouldn't think that would usually come into play, but when they're trying to take fouls on Dwight Howard, it may well.
But I think you have another guy in Brian Scalabrine who has a great understanding of the schemes and what his job is. So you have another 6 fouls on the bench. He's a proven guy.
Howard 5 of 7 from the free throw line. Our first Scalabrine mention of the series. Nelson took it away. Pierce got it back, and then a foul is called. Is it against Carter or Nelson?
Going for the loose ball.
Now, it appeared to me that Mark Davis signaled 14 to the scores table, but they say it's on Carter. That would be his 3rd. So they didn't call a foul there.
To me, that's not a foul. That's just a loose ball and guys going after it.
It's a technical foul call on Carter. Now, again, Mark Davis signaled to the scores table 1-4. But they put it on Vince Carter, which is his 3rd. It would have been only Nelson's 2nd.
You know what bothers me, though, is when there's a bad call, and those happen, but then to tee the guy up for a bad call.
You're looking over at the replay.
Oh, come on. You can't tee a guy up for that. That's just bad officiating right there by Bill Kennedy. It's not about you, and it's not about your emotion. It's about a big-time player as Ray Allen hits a wide-open 3. It's about the players, and they're going to have a natural, normal reaction.
Reddick on the pull-up. In and out. Lewis the rebound. Back up. Blocked by Garnett. Here come the Celtics. Rondo. Little fake. Kicks it back out. Pierce for 3. Short. Garnett with another rebound. Pierce will try again. Off again.
The more I was thinking about it, I don't have a problem with the technical foul for Vince Carter. The reaction, obviously, if he did the same thing on the floor, he would have got a technical. So he goes, takes a look at the replay, has that reaction at half court. I don't have a problem with it.
Pierce gets inside, hammered by Howard, and they call a flagrant foul on Howard as Pierce is shaken up on the play. So it'll be 2 shots and possession. Pierce gets up like he wanted to go at Howard, and then they push him away. Joe DeRosa called the flagrant foul right away. That's Howard's 2nd personal.
Well, the foul was really on Petrus to start. But if you missed that one, that's a clear flagrant foul.
A hard impact and then the follow-through.
So Petrus fouled him first, but that's clearly, I mean, you know what? If that's not a playoff foul right there, that's a flagrant. You're bordering on flagrant 2 right there.
I don't know what the delay is right now. Oh, there it is. They're checking some blood on Pierce for him to shoot the free throws.
But I like what the Celtic players did. They surrounded Pierce, and then Doc Rivers came on the floor and also grabbed him. You don't want to lose Paul Pierce for any time in this series.
Pierce will shoot with 2 free throws, then the Celtics will get out of bounds. They'll get possession again. We're all tied up with 4:16 remaining. Well, it's been a physical game, too. That delights the crowd. And you see the Celtics right away. Kevin Garnett going right to Dwight Howard. Pierce with 16 points here in the first half.
And right now, you have to realize if you're a player, they're going to call it tight right now. So drive it hard, but also don't try to get physical. You got to play with your feet right now.
And if I'm Paul Pierce, I'm thinking, get me the basketball. This is how I'll do my talking.
And Jeff, right on cue, Pierce trying to battle for position. Petrus extra aggressive, quickly called for the foul. The officials see the way his game going and try and tighten it up a bit.
Right, you've got to just know that. I mean, that's just not smart.
This will be the 13th and 14th free throw for Boston. The Magic have taken 17. A lot of fouls here in this first half as we'll have a timeout.
Well, this is good. Going right back to Pierce. You know, normally that may not be anything initially, but right after the flagrant foul, that's always going to be called.
4:12 remaining here in game 2. Eddie Lacerte, the cut man, working his Magic courtside. They're going at it here in game 2. Celtics lead the Magic by 2. Coming up at halftime, Stuart Scott, Magic Johnson, Michael Wilbon. We'll have the Toyota halftime report. We'll look at the first half and a draft lottery recap. If you're just tuning in, the first selection of the 2010 draft will go to the Washington Wizards. The late A. Poland's widow was the one doing the honors for the Wizards. A nice, tender moment. And she was wearing the championship ring of her late husband to bring her luck.
I can't wait to see John Wall and Gilbert Arenas go at it in practice. I want to be there in training camp.
I don't feel it. Wall gets selected. It goes there. They'll be fun. The president's going to be going to a lot of Wizards games, Mark. What do you think?
Absolutely. Might as well buy a Wizards jersey also.
Off the strip. Nelson lost it. Allen goes all the way. Offensive foul. Celtics thought when it was in the restricted area that Allen will pick up the personal, his second.
And that's why I like the timeout. Matter of fact, I love the timeout by Stan Van Gundy. After the foul, Paul Pierce, get a timeout, let's talk about it. You want to be tough by making the gritty plays. Get back on the defensive end. Come up with loose basketballs. That's how you become tough in playoffs.
Howard spinning, puts it up, blocked by Garnett for the goaltend. And Dwight Howard has done an excellent job on the post. Better positioning, better patience. He has been very strong, Jeff.
Well, and that's another, they're moving them off screens, so there's more space, and another good play by Redick. You can make the case that Redick needs to be on the floor for them to score efficiently.
Here's spin move, blocked by Howard, but that's a goaltend. By the way, Howard just 13 points in game 1. He's got 15 already here in the first half of game 2.
And good coaching by Doc Rivers also. You have a star that's been ruffled up. He's on edge. Get him the basketball. Time and time again since the collision, they've gone to Paul Pierce, and he has stepped up.
Redick. Again, low post to Howard. Spinning. Flips it up and in. Dwight Howard. Huge comeback game here in the first half.
And another great pass by Rashard Lewis, getting him the ball in the paint.
Lewis has 3 assists, still only 2 points, but helping in other ways. Garnett. Pierce sets up. That's a 3. Paul Pierce. Talk about huge first halves. He's got 22. Redick. Boy, Redick so sharp.
As bad as game 1 was played in the first half, this has been a well-played first half.
Allen lost it off the deflection. Still Boston ball. And we'll have a timeout.
Talk about Paul Pierce. The hard foul by Dwight Howard. Well, you want the truth? It hurts. But the bottom line is you can't handle the truth. All by himself. Bird's eye view at the three-point line. Knocks down a dagger. Paul Pierce rolling.
they have the lead. Paul Pierce, he's the subject of our Miller Lite Taste Greatness.
This isn't tasting greatness. This is gulping greatness. This guy has 22, and he's doing it in a variety of ways. 3-ball, pick and roll pull-up, spin back with the goaltend, and then another 3 off a great pass by Garnett. Pierce 22, 7 for 11 after only averaging 13.5 against Cleveland in that 6-game series.
You know, so much made about Kevin Garnett's injuries during the season. Pierce was banged up as well. He had a left foot injury. He had his right knee scoped in December, drained in February, hurt his right thumb, his right shoulder. There were some nights he looked like he had really aged. Had one great game against Miami, struggled a bit shooting against the Cavs as Allen misfires, but had an excellent game 1. And boy, has he been superb here in game 2. And an offensive foul on Howard. That's his 3rd foul. Trying to establish position. Pushing off Kevin Garnett.
At least the referees have been consistent. Perkins got called for the foul, and then this the same thing. Dwight Howard creates the contact to Kevin Garnett in transition. You got to be smarter. You don't want to pick up your 3rd foul in that situation.
And Jeff, you nailed it. Right after that flagrant foul, they are calling it a lot tighter than they did to start the game. And as a player, you have to be aware of that.
And I think Mark Jackson has a coaching job already. The way he is praising these officials, where are you going?
I said the consistency with the calls being made.
You're Mike Bree now.
Oh, no, please. You wash your mouth out with soap.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, wait a minute.
I can even take a shot at you when you don't even say anything.
I criticize officials more than you criticize coaches, that's for sure. Rondo goes at Gortat. Stops, misses, gets a rebound again. Bump throws it up with the basket. A terrific, smart play from Rajon Rondo.
That's great quickness to the ball. Where he misses, there's no way he can beat you to that ball below the rim. And again, you got a gang rebound. Gortat's got to come back. He's got to clean that up.
And here's one thing. It's a mindset. So Rondo gets put to the ground, and he's helped up by a Magic player. Now, call me old school if you want, but I don't see anybody in green helping up anybody in white. That's not happening this entire series. You talk about Rondo hitting the deck, well, he's on the floor. Let somebody come and get him. You see the green jerseys looking to sprint and come and get him. That can't be Matt Barnes as the guy helping up Rondo.
You are old school, and I like going to school when it's old.
One of your teammates was Charles Oakley. If you helped up an opponent, he'd hit you.
Not just Charles Oakley, that just was across the board. We didn't accept it. And it was we loved the guys that we were facing.
Rondo with the steal, throws it off Nelson. And the Celtics will get it back. They lead by 3.
And this is a dangerous time for the Magic because Howard's out, Carter's out, down 3. Who can score and even get a good shot? And I think you look at say, who? J.J. Redick.
I agree. You use J.J. Redick the same way that he was used at Duke. Run him off the screens. He's great at catching the basketball, either shooting or making plays in the paint. But you know what you're going to see from the Celtics. Paul Pierce has got it going, and they're looking to get him the basketball.
Just under a minute and a half left here in the second quarter.
If you're Jameer Nelson, you have to send Rondo to the left as opposed to let him go to the right.
Rondo falls down and throws it, was tipped. Everybody wanted to travel, but they don't call that. In college, that's a travel. In the NBA, you fall down. Unless you gain an advantage, they don't call a travel.
Well, do you gain an advantage by skidding on the floor? I guess not. That's not really an advantage.
And again, a smart play after falling, throwing it off the leg of
I would keep rolling to the rim and try to flip it up in the paint.
Pierce. Garnett on the pull-up. That's his first field goal. And the Celtics back up by 5 with a minute to play in the half.
I like what Paul Pierce did that time, getting Kevin Garnett a wide open shot off the pick and roll.
Redick to Gortat. Pass to Barnes. Barnes tried again, blocked by Garnett. Barnes has had a lot of point-blank looks, just can't get him to go. Rondo crossover, flips it up, bank shot, misses. And a loose ball foul against Orlando. I believe it's against Rashard Lewis.
Foul number 9, Rashard Lewis.
Well, they're in the penalty. More free throws for Boston. They've taken 33 free throws already combined here in the first half.
And the correct call is Kevin Garnett has a clear path for the offensive rebound. Rashard Lewis shoves him in the back. KG going to the line.
28 personal fouls and 33 free throw attempts. Garnett, just 2 points here in the early going. His defense has been excellent. He's got 2 blocked shots. A reminder, amazing is being here. Season tickets for 2010-11 are on sale now. Go to NBA.com/tickets to reserve your seats. The NBA, where amazing happens.
And I've seen pit bosses change tires in a race car. Rajon Rondo just changed shoes midstream. I'm giving his pit boss a raise.
Garnett misses a pair. Garnett has been shooting very well in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. Not so far here in this series. Boy, extra aggressive on Lewis. Shot clock already down to 7. Redick to Barnes, has to heave it up, puts up the 3. Puts it in as the shot clock expires. Big shot from Barnes. And the Celtics will hold it for the final possession of the half. Rondo to Pierce. Pierce for 3. And the second quarter comes to an end. Good, tough, physical battle between the 2 best teams in the Eastern Conference. And Boston once again on the road will go into the locker room at halftime with the lead. But not by much, as Dwight Howard exploding in the first half with 17 points and 4 rebounds. Rajon Rondo, much better offensive game. Paul Pierce, though, the leading scorer of the game with 22. He's with Doris.
Paul, a vastly different level of competitiveness tonight. What pleased you most about how you guys reacted?
Well, we knew they was going to come out real aggressive first quarter, get the crowd behind them with a lot of energy. So the key is just to match their first run and just go into the game. We know they're going to make runs, feed off the emotions of their crowd, but we got to stick with it.
Paul, obviously an efficient first half for you offensively. What are you trying to achieve when you get the ball?
Just be aggressive. I know I got a one-on-one opportunity there in the mid-range, and if they help, find guys. But most of all, just stay aggressive and look for my shot if it's not there swinging.
Paul, thanks. Mike.
All right, Doris, those boos you heard, this is the officials are going off the floor at halftime. A hotly contested physical game, what we expected here in Game 2. After the break, Stuart Scott, Magic Johnson, Michael Wilbon will have the Toyota halftime show. First half analysis and the draft lottery recap. The lottery happening earlier today. Magic needing a bounce-back win after their disappointing performance in Game 1 to lose home court advantage in the series. Trying to even things up. Halftime of Game 2 from Orlando. It's the Magic trailing the Celtics by 2.